and still feel heat.
Right. But I don't know if I'm supposed to say this, but there's another show that's coming out next year that's going to be
big money.
Big money. Big money. Bigger than Olympia.
Big money.
Big money. Big money.
Dex loves money. Dex apparently loves money very, very much. And he is looking forward to this show. I can see that. I'm sure of that. So now we have a new info. Finally, we know who is holding the show. And yeah, that's gonna be The Rock. Rock is getting into the IFBB. If you remember, guys, last year, but 2017, Rock was there. He was giving the awards. He was one of the promoters of the Mr. Olympia with his $7 project company. Then let me just tell you that it's gonna be bigger money-wise than Olympia. The money prize is gonna be bigger. And there is also gonna be big sponsors. For example, Ford and Under Armour, which are also the sponsors of The Rock. So he's bringing some big players into the bodybuilding, and this is really awesome information because apparently they're trying to make bodybuilding a little bit more mainstream. Of course, bodybuilding will never be completely mainstream. You can imagine a 9-to-5 worker coming back from the factory, you know, sitting down, grabbing a beer and watching a Mr. Olympia or a Tampa Pro or whatever. Of course, no, they're gonna watch soccer, football, baseball, tennis, whatever. And bodybuilding will never become completely mainstream, but we don't want it to be mainstream. I want it to be the way it is. We don't want the whole world to put their fingers into bodybuilding. Let's keep it the way it is. But yeah, let's get more money flowing into bodybuilding because most of these people that are doing bodybuilding are sacrificing so much. When I say so much, I mean health and social life. And that's a huge sacrifice. You're basically giving up your soul for bodybuilding because you cannot do anything that normal people can do. And you're doing that for what? For a plastic trophy? A couple of places, you know, in the top are gonna get sponsors, and that's about it. But that's not really a lot of money. You're doing it because of love for bodybuilding. But if you had another motivation factor, such as money, more people would be doing bodybuilding and more money would be circling around. So this is a great thing for bodybuilding. And also the name of this new show is unknown at this point, but people are referring to it as The Rock's Games. And it's gonna be held in Atlanta. So that's all we know at this point, pretty much, all the important information. We'll see what happens next year, and if we get any more information, I'll make sure to update you guys, so subscribe to my channel. Since we are mentioning Dexter Jackson, this is his most recent physique update photo. He uploaded this like an hour ago, 2 hours, something like that, and he looks dry. He looks like he didn't gain any water or fat after the Tampa Pro. He is known for having an insanely fast metabolism. Also, he is definitely ready to do some damage to Mr. Olympia, possibly even crack the top 3. Winning it, I don't think that's gonna happen. It's possible, yeah, but I don't think that's gonna happen. So let me try to analyze his physique a little bit. Basically, I'm sure all of you can notice that his left bicep is looking significantly smaller, not just bicep, but also the tricep. And that's a big disbalance in arms, and judges are seeing that. The same thing goes with his lats. So the lat on his smaller arm, on his left arm, is looking bigger than the one on the right. And no, it's not bad posing, it cannot be. Dexter has been doing this for nearly 4 decades. He knows what he's doing, he knows how to pose. So this is the best that you can get. And he's trying to hide all his disbalances, but sometimes it's impossible, and you can see it with his arms and with his lats. Now his chest looks perfectly symmetrical, but his stomach doesn't look perfect. I mean, you have abs, but they're not separated in the middle. You know, abs should be like a 6-pack or an 8-pack, and Dexter does have an 8-pack, I'd say, or we can call it 6-pack, but you cannot really see any line in the middle, right, to divide his abs. And his stomach is also bloated, so it doesn't look proper. It's not a small stomach, you cannot suck it in. Imagine if he was able to do a vacuum, that would look great. But I don't think he can do vacuum, and that's gonna be a problem because it's gonna create an illusion of not being super wide. I mean, he is wide, but if he had a little bit smaller stomach, he would look wider from the front. From the back, it's not a problem. You cannot see the stomach from the back. It's even better, actually. When you blow up your stomach, it actually tightens the skin from the back, and your lower back looks even tighter. So if nobody can see your stomach from the back, you should let the stomach go. But if you can see somebody taking a photo from the backstage, then you should suck it in. So it's, you know, kind of weird thing to talk about, because should you always control stomach? Because you're posing for the audience, you're not posing for the guys backstage. And you should not hide your stomach from them. You should hide them from the judges and from the audience. So anyways, it's a topic for another video. And as far as legs, he did improve his legs. Crazy, that's a crazy improvement. I mean, I never saw his legs looking like this. I mean, yeah, maybe they were a little bit bigger back then in the 2008, for example, 2009 also, but I don't think they were ever this detailed. He got them really dry, and all that muscle maturity really shows today. And you can see a lot of details in his legs. Right here, not so much, because this is not competition time, you know. When the competition comes, he gets drier, and his legs really look separated as hell. From the back, it's much better than from the front. From the side, it's also very good, except for side tricep. That's not a great pose for him, but we're not talking about other poses. We're just talking about this one right here. And here you can also see his calves that are not looking good. They completely melted. I mean, that's what happens with age, but it was supposed to happen with the rest of his body, as well as his legs, particularly. I mean, legs are what is going away first with the old age, but not with Dexter. His legs are, you know, looking great, but not the whole legs, only the upper part, the lower part, the calves melted. So that's gonna be also not a very big problem. It's not like a back or legs or chest or arms. It's just calves. Judges don't really care much about them, but when they are this visibly off, it's gonna hurt him a little. Now for the end of this video, the last thing that we're gonna talk about is Brandon Curry once again. And he made that posing video a couple of days, maybe a week ago, and it was only a couple of shots, but now he uploaded a full video of many shots, many more shots. So here you can see front double bicep, and is this insane? It's freaking insane. He got big, he got seriously big. We can call him Big Brandon. I mean, now maybe he's gonna get bigger than Big Ramy. He is fuller though, with smaller stomach, with smaller waist, which makes him look even more freaky than Big Ramy. And the thing about his legs is they grew, but this was actually after crazy leg workout, as he said, so they're pumped, they're filled with blood. And it's not really much about the size. I mean, he's got the size, his legs are not that small. I mean, you can see it right here. His legs maybe are a little bit smaller than the rest of his body, but they're not really small legs. They're big legs, but the details is what he's lacking. Of course, you can see his back here, it's looking bloody perfect. I mean, what else would you add here? Nothing. I mean, this is just perfection. But as far as his glutes and hamstrings, his hamstrings are kind of high attached. They're not attached low. So that's also another problem. But it's not as big of a problem as those deep separations that cuts are. And we need that. We need to see details in his in his hamstrings, glutes and quads. Calves are fine. They're not world-class calves, but as I said a million times before, calves are not that important in bodybuilding. And Mr. Olympia is most likely going to be won by Brandon Curry. But maybe the bigger question is he going to be at this Rocks show? Do you think Dexter will show up? Do you think Phil Heath, Big Ramy, are these guys going to show up? How should they qualify? Look at Brandon's legs here. Much better, much better. Whatever you guys think about Brandon, Dexter and this new show, tell me down below in the comment section. And also please like the video. All the best guys. Bye bye.